Welcome to another episode of Geekoutdoors.com. And today I want to talk about two subjects. Well, it's many subjects, but one is the CEOs and the power of the new internet media. And secondly, I wanted to talk about internet security. So let's start off with what's going on in the world of business, specifically tech business. So this week we had three main CEOs, three companies in the news. One is Tesla, second is Twitter, and the final one is Theranos. And so if for anybody who's not familiar with Tesla and SpaceX, most people are probably familiar with PayPal. And the founder of that company is Elon Musk. And this week, they've just recently had some problems due to a editorial by Consumer Reports saying that the Tesla, their new model's reliability is very low, which then sent their stocks going down. And just a few months earlier, Consumer Reports actually gave the new Tesla model one of the highest ratings. And we're not sure, getting down to really what's wrong with the reliability, but their stocks are going down right now. Secondly, Twitter. One of the co-founders of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, has returned in the spot of CEO after ousting the previous CEO. And one of the first things that he's done is he's laid off quite a bit of his workforce. And also he's apologizing mostly to developers. And then finally, we have Theranos. I can't remember who the founder of it was. I can't remember her name at this point. But there have been some reports from the Wall Street Journal stating that the testing methods, and Theranos, if you don't know, is a new innovative testing method to collect blood and actually do the analyzing of the blood by taking very little blood with very little pain. And I think a lot of people would love something like that. But the Wall Street Journal has just released some reports, just basically just talking about the process that's not a good process. And so what does this all have to do? How is it all related? Well, it's all related to the power of the new internet media. I don't know if it's new anymore, but this news, whenever it comes out, whether it's true or not, it could really damage a company, damage the companies, the shareholders, the people who work for them. And so the new power of the internet media, it's something else. I don't think we've ever had anything like this, where news that comes out in a few seconds could send stock shares tumbling, and investors worrying. And so what does this have to do with you as the consumer? Well, as you probably know, we use a lot of these services and a lot of these technologies. Now, even if you're not an investor, whenever news like this comes out, and once again, whether it's true or not, it will affect you. If it's not immediate, it might be long term. And so anybody who keeps up with tech knows that a lot of companies come and go. Startups that had millions, maybe sometimes billions of dollars of venture capital, about a year later or a few months, they actually go bankrupt. And so that's okay, but it's not okay if you were using the service and all of a sudden all your data, all the information, or even money that you paid to use the service is now suddenly gone. And so we're living in a new age, which is good and bad. So that's what happened in the world of technology, CEOs and companies this week. Pretty big stuff. Now, the second thing I'd like to talk about is security on the internet, or just with technology in general, or more or less the lack of security. And every single week we're hearing news of sites getting hacked. Just a few weeks ago, Experian, which is one of the largest credit companies in the world, actually got hacked. With T-Mobile customers who use Experian to do the credit checks actually got hacked, and it was 13 million accounts were exposed, mine being included. And then Scottrade, an investment firm, lost over 3 million accounts, and they were hacked. And then just recently, the CIA director, his email got hacked supposedly by a high schooler here in the US, and the high schooler is claiming that he also has hacked Donald Trump's and Hillary Clinton's emails. So what does all of this have to do? Well, this affects us, but unfortunately all of us are becoming desensitized to it. But what are these companies, what are these people who hold our data, what are they doing to help us? I mean, as far as I see, really nothing. I mean, a lot of times when your information gets compromised or hacked, they offer you free credit monitoring service, which is basically a way for these other companies to charge you later on to continue using their service. But in terms of like, how did they help you? How did they help secure your data? And also, how did they repair any damage that's been done? I think it's a very horrible precedence. And honestly, I don't think it's going to get any better going forward, as more and more of our personal security is at risk with our personal information. So that's all I had today for this episode, for this week. That's what's been going on in tech. And so if you like this episode, if you like this channel, be sure to subscribe and check out Geekoutdoors.com for the full written article. And we'll see you in another episode.